going on? I feel like I've just done this again with you guys. Anyways, it's your boy Wyatt. We are doing a bonus episode. It's just a small one. We did one just a little bit ago with Name That Pokemon, and we had a great time with it. And then we decided, hey, there was a new trailer that came out, I think just a couple days ago. So why not talk about that one? So bonus episode alert. Boom. That's my alarm thing, as if I was like a DJ, but I'm not. Anyways, I'm not by myself. I never am. So I got a couple of great friends with us here, and here they are. So once again, we got Evil Jeremy, and we also have the Husky Hokage, Marcus himself. What's going on, fellas?
Doing great. Just like it was during the Pokemon one.
Yep. I mean, just wanted to make sure everything had nothing to change.
So, if you guys didn't tune into the Pokemon one, you missed some fun. Go check out that video.
Yes, and we're going to definitely do some more fun videos like that, and see if you can actually name 150 Pokemon in 15 minutes. It's
harder than it looks.
Not easy.
Spelling. I still say it was the spelling.
Yeah.
I was lost from the jump. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just like,
Pikachu and Raichu, you were done.
Pikachu, Raichu, some of the other ones like Geodude. Yes, there we go. But that was it. Was not going to be all that productive. I was MCing definitely. So fun time on that one. But we're not talking about that. We are talking about a big man that got little, and now he has a big hammer. Well, I'm talking about Thor. That is horrible. That is a horrible description of him. Anyway,
big man, you got big. Then looks like he got regular big again. He lost his hammer. He got an axe, and he found his hammer again. That's the story.
Exactly. Yeah, and then
a lot going on.
Yeah, he had a lot going on there. But so how did you guys feel about the trailer? Because the movie comes out in less than 2 months. It comes out in July.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys feel it?
This picks up after Endgame, so he's got on a ship with the Guardians of the Galaxy. In this, he's flying around with Guardians of the Galaxy, and then gets fit, does his own thing again, right? So that's one of the things they're really hammering. Trucker hat Thor. That's a Thor I didn't know I needed, but trucker hat
now
Thor.
It only depends on what his trucker hat says.
Can we read it?
Nope. Nope, not yet.
Nah.
So, well, we've already got some people that have they're not happy.
I've seen a lot of people was upset about Gore.
So you guys didn't sign up to see this? Wait, hold on. That's not what you were looking for with your Gore?
Uncle Fester. What are you talking about?
I just did my 2 snaps for the you see what I did there?
Yes.
I'm trying to find a good picture of Gore from the comics. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this one. This is really indicative, I think, of stupid web EP. Let's see. I got to be able to grab a JPEG.
So for those who don't know who Gore is, can you guys explain who that is?
Marcus, I'm going to leave this to you.
To be honest with you, I don't know a whole lot about
Nolan Black.
Yeah, we wouldn't. It's gonna be a minute before we get Null in, which I would love to see Null on screen. Now, Null, I do know a lot about. Know a little bit more about, but Gore is. I can't think of.
So here's how I think of Gore. He's an alien pissed off about the way gods treat regular people. Gets some symbiote magic, right? And then goes on a mass killing spree. In the comics, he looks a lot more like this.
Yeah.
So in the movie,
he looked like a Voldemort, a little bit more like Voldemort.
And in the movie, I'm gonna grab a good picture of him as Christian Bale. This one's good. I like this. In the movie, they didn't go that route. They let him be, more human-esque. And that's probably just to separate him from Voldemort. What do you guys think?
I think they did. I personally think they did did a great job. But I see what they did. They were trying to make it Yeah, Gore. He was taught. I think he was like taught or brought up taught to trust guys when something happened, and he got upset with them. So now he's like on a mission to kill them all, basically. But yeah, you really don't want to. I guess that's one of the reasons they did it, like not to confuse people, not to have that. Because if they would have did it more comic book accurately or comic book accurate, we would have got memes of him looking like Baltimore, in Baltimore in Harry Potter or something like that. If they would have did that, you can't like. And my thing with comic book movies, you can get so much. Maybe costumes, you can go comic book accurate with costumes, but getting dead on comic book accurate, so didn't know that. And but you get more comic book accurate stuff, and you get like when it comes to certain things, like you have to kind of have to temper your expectation of some things. You're not gonna get comic book accurate on everything.
Yeah, so this is a comic book.
Yeah.
And he is an alien with, tendrils, his nose is in his eyeballs. He's pretty scary looking. I mean, and Christian Bale is a peak human actor. But, as far as actors go, he's top of the acting level, the echelon.
Yeah, I think he's as far as acting chops, I think he's gonna put on a good performance.
Christian Bale can steal a show in a second.
Yes, he can.
And so, like, if you look at those, it's going to be a little bit different, clearly, but he's still terrifying. What do you guys think? And the audience, what do you guys think? Is Christian Bale a good choice?
I think this. I think because it's still a Disney movie, they're limited on how scary they can make their monster look. Because, like, if you look at, I mean, that's scary. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, if they take their kid to go see the movie, you know what I mean? They're gonna have nightmares about it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, they probably do a lot of testing and things like that with how it's supposed to look and how they want them to look, and they, and at the end of the day, I think Disney's like, we just are here to make sure that we get the majority of people on board, because like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a whole lot about Gore, so I wouldn't have been like, oh man, this is horrible. You know what I mean? Because I think they've gotten past that first generation of people being upset on the aesthetics on what a character looks like and how they act.
Yeah.
We've got a comment here that I think is an appropriate thing to, kind of think about. I've heard theories that he'll evolve as he kills gods. That makes sense. Sometimes I feel like we react to the wrong thing. Like when Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel came out, she had the green outfit and people were pissed. Mm-hmm. And it's like at the end of the movie, she had the right colors. So what were you mad about? Or like Guardians of the Galaxy, that wasn't the comic accurate costumes, but it looks like we're getting them now. I mean, like, it's not a comic book. It's not the same thing. Like, there's room for it to change and grow and evolve. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. And I say I always wait to the movies. Like I'll watch the trailers, but I'm gonna pass judgment about something I didn't see in the trailer when they showed off something. Like I'm gonna wait till the movie comes and I watch the movie, and I'll give you my final, my overall on that. And once I see the actual movie, that's what I say. I think we've gotten. I'm not gonna just generalize it, but I think we've gotten spoiled a lot by. We want like for the pure comic readers, and then you get the people that's just purely on MCU, and I think a lot of the comic readers we've gotten spoiled. Like we expect, it better be comic book accurate, or it's not gonna go if it's not this, and this.
Yeah. And for instance, that's not Thor's ass.
You found one, huh? You were.
I didn't find it. I was looking for a GIF. I didn't find a GIF. I just found
you found a GIF, all right.
The GIFs I found were not of this movie.
Yeah, went down the wrong rabbit hole there, huh?
Yeah. Don't type Thor flick GIF nude. Don't type it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah,
I'm excited about a lot of things in this movie, though. I mean, clearly, so the Gore element is amazing. The Thor's element that is kind of unspoken is there. But we've got for them to fight Gore in the comic book. You had multiple Thors. So what's that look like? I mean, you've got Natalie Portman,
Yes.
and I think she's going to do a great job. I mean, there's some cool stuff we saw with the hammer already.
And see, I love
When
the fact they're
hammer
getting
came apart and then came
Yes.
back together. I
Yes.
was like,
It's-
oh.
I love the fact that we're getting actors playing some of these roles. Like I say, like Natalie Portman, she's an actress, like an actual actress. Like she's been nominated for awards. Christian Bale, same thing. He's been nominated. Like you're getting actual actors and actresses like you that can like that not only like in action movies, they actually portray like some some real good acting chops in these movies, in these roles. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do.
I want to talk about one other thing real quick. That's just my own personal wish list for this movie, and this might even be like Thor 5 if they could do it. Beta Ray Bill. So Beta Ray Bill is a Corbinite in the comics. He undergoes extensive. Let's call him a Captain America of the Corbinites, right? But basically, he ends up fighting Thor in the comic books and just trounces Thor. And then basically, the way I understand it is he gets his own hammer, which is Stormbreaker, which is the one we see in the movies that Thor has. And hold on, I'm grabbing an image. And he is a Thor in the comic book. I mean, you got a couple of them, but in the MCU, we have seen him before.
I got you.
Yeah, we saw his picture on the in the thing. Yeah, right there.
And this is what he looks like. I got some other pictures of him here. But tell me that aesthetically, he doesn't fit in perfectly with this Gore the God Butcher conversation too. I mean, it's a whole separate comic. It's a whole separate idea. But I'd love to see him find some glory in this movie if he fits. There's already a lot going on.
Yeah,
I think.
go ahead.
Yeah, I think they're gonna wait because like they just haven't had. I don't think they have enough time to. Well, they do have enough time, but I don't want to have them rush to have everything kind of put in there. I would rather them just kind of fit it into a next movie. But my question is, do you think that there's going to be a next movie? Because like the first trailer made it feel like this was going to be the end of Thor as we knew it. So do you think that there's going to be another Thor movie with Hemsworth, or is there going to be just Thor? Yeah.
I'm going to put my money on this being Hemsworth's last movie.
As much as
this is about Gore the God Butcher, Gore who kills gods. It's I'm going to put it on being his last one. Sorry, Mark, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. As much, like I said, Hemsworth himself has said, as long as they'll have him, he'll be there. So, what's up, Todd? But even Jay says, and I'm leaning more towards this being his last one. But I just don't. I don't know.
Wouldn't that be a surprise?
Someone mentioned that they were like how they've shown like the new MCU, how it looks like a lot of the basically like it's a lot of women. Like a lot of replacements have been women. If you look at Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. Who was it? It was somebody else when they mentioned Mighty Thor. It was somebody else they mentioned is like a woman now. But it's like, and I understand it's cool, but I don't know if they're gonna take this. I believe one of them. Huh?
Captain Carter.
I
mean, Falcon replaced Captain America, but then Captain Carter comes in too.
Yeah. I believe they're gonna get a. I believe one of them. I'm gonna say I believe one of them is gonna die. I don't know if it's gonna be Thor or Mighty Thor, but he's gonna kill one of them.
Yeah, and this is not a spoiler because this is talking about a comic that's probably 10 years old at this point. In the comics, Jane gets the hammer, but Jane has cancer.
Yeah.
So when she is Thor, she's fine. But when she powers out of the Thor element of it, she's still got cancer.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out too.
And that's what made me think as well. Like that's why they say that's why I think they're probably maybe she's gonna pull some. Just once again, spoiler might not be spoiler. Maybe she's gonna pull something at the end. He's get ready to actually kill Thor, and how they do it. She steps in the way or something, or gets in the way and kills her. She ends up dying or whatever the case may be. So it's possible. It's very much possible.
I think something fun here that we all need to stop and just kind of breathe and appreciate. This is 12 years of Marvel movies at this point?
Yes. There it is. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought.
Mm-hmm. So, you were saying, Jeremy, I'm sorry.
We're 12 years into these movies. I have read comic books for years and years and years and years. I know the stories that they're pulling from, and I don't know what they're doing. And I still get to appreciate it. It still gets to be fun. I still get to walk into the theater and see this. It's like something for everybody. But it's gonna be something new for me too. Even though I can point to all these different elements and we can tear it apart and speculate, I'm gonna get to just appreciate it.
Yeah, I say this. I think now they're trying to transition who their audience is from, us, as men who, are not in our 20s or 30s and things like that to a new generation, because I think they've started to, as a whole, Disney has gotten away from the princess trope and have started to make more movies and things like that where everyone could be able to enjoy it. Yeah. Because beforehand, I know when you saw Disney movies, you knew which ones were made for the girls and which ones were made for the boys. Now I think they're trying to cross over a little bit, and I can't really be mad at them. And it is good that you do have that opportunity to go ahead and you don't know what's going to happen. Like, the source material, but because you do know the source material, they're not sticking to it, and that's to me it's not a bad thing, just because of the fact that, like, you have your comics. I understand that, and I'm not saying just stick to your comics and things like that, but it's just giving you a blueprint on what you can do, but they try to take it to fit what they want to do in that point. So I can't really be mad at that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love, like Jeremy was just saying, like, we've been getting comics for years. So, and a lot of they pull from the comics, but they change different things. They change up some stuff. They rearrange characters or whatever it is. So the character that you had in the comic, they may create or bring in somebody else to play that role in the movies. Which I like you said, I enjoy. It still has some type of surprise and something there. So like when I saw Doctor Strange, like you pick up on stuff like when they introduced the people that were in there. How they.
I appreciate the way you did that. No spoilers.
Thank you, because I haven't seen it either.
Yeah. But it was I didn't know who hadn't seen it, so I didn't want to go into it. But when the stuff they did, like you appreciate the stuff they did and how they did it. So I did, just being a comic nerd growing up, like I said, the stuff that that's why I've never been too hard or too harsh on these Marvel movies or comic book movies in general, unless it's just really really bad. Because
Iron Man,
growing up as a
Iron Man #1. Robert Downey Jr., first one.
I was all right with the first one, just because, like,
no, I was kidding. Everybody knows Iron Man 2, so I was kidding.
Yeah. Iron Man 2 was on that list too, and Thor 2 too.
Yeah, I see. So, but just growing up as a nerd or as a kid reading comics, seeing them on the screen now, it's like, hey, I'm just here to enjoy this. Like I said, I'm gonna give my opinion, but I'm just mostly here to enjoy. So
when I step in to watch well, I'm going to watch it at home on Disney Plus. When I watch Thor, I'm going to sit down to appreciate a movie, and that's it. I'm not going to think about it being, in relation to any other project at all from this point on, because I think trying to follow this for multiple decades is part of what's hurting it. When I'm getting into things like we talk about Moon Knight a lot, when I'm trying to look at all of those in the grand scope, I think that's really hurting it. And I think when I sit down to watch this, I'm going to sit down with the mentality that like I'm going to turn my attention to this one thing and just chill out and let it be.
Agree. So the other part, I feel the same way. Like after a while, like I can. Tots brought up a really good point. They screwed up Crimson Dynamo so badly I got whiplash. So I get what you're saying there. So but I just feel like sometimes there is a level of expectation. You know what I mean? Especially after I think after the Dark Knight trilogy and having a good story. But I just want to remind everybody, like 20 years ago, we were stuck with Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. So, I mean, we got to give it a little bit of room to breathe. And especially the fact that they Disney has definitely had some hits and misses as far as that's concerned, but it also has given us some of the best, cinematography that we've had when it comes to storytelling in quite some time.
Yeah. Everybody credits Spider-Man as being kind of where this all really began. But I think it was Blade, right?
Blade was
definitely Blade.
Real quick too, like that's what I'm most stoked about is the Midnight Suns. These things are fun. Thor is fun. It's a movie I'm going to enjoy. But I think I'm most stoked about Midnight Suns and getting to see Ghost Rider and Blade and those kind of elements interact in a way that is not what Disney has done before.
And see that's what I'm looking. I would love for them to go. We can have our PG-13 movies, but give us those dark stories, man. Like we kind of got that with started that with Moon Knight. Like I said, hopefully, with the Midnight Suns. I'm hoping that goes into the X-Men. I can't wait until we get mutants in the MCU. Like,
Tots brings up a good point. We lived through horrible X-Men movies, so
those movies were so bad. But when I watched those, I was like, oh my god, this is the best shit I've ever seen in my life. Tell me you guys weren't.
Yes. I agree. At the point in time, like you said, I enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, you're comparing that to like Batman Forever and Batman Returns, so everything was better than that.
So
but like it was, the best of the worst in that situation. But also there was another trailer that came out earlier this week. She-Hulk. How did y'all feel about that?
I'm gonna play it and let it sleep. Let it play and see. She apparently was supposed to be much bigger, and Disney kept making them make her smaller, and that makes me mad.
Yeah,
and they did the same thing with Encanto. They wanted Louisa to be smaller, and eventually the animators thought and just let her be big. And apparently the animators, the showrunners lost this time. And so she was supposed to be more Hulk-esque, and I would have liked to have seen that.
I would have too, because I would have liked a thicker version of the Hulk, like She-Hulk. Like I'm just saying, not like that. I mean, just because you look at her and she's more lanky and slender, and She-Hulk is not that. And I would have liked a more bodybuilder-esque type, type of body. Yeah.
She had more of a sprinter's body, like a runner's body, versus them being like a Hulk. So she was just tall. She was tall, and that was it. So,
like a hairless Bigfoot.
Yeah, she was a Hulk snack. She wasn't a Hulk meal though. So, so I got the feeling of like, what was it? It almost put me like the buddy way that Hawkeye was. You know, where it's just like, hey, let me show you the ropes, kid.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean? But she's like, I'm grown, and so they have more of her being a woman, not being a kid trying to find herself.
Question. Well, that question. Did you notice that the Hulk's hand is back to normal, right?
Yes.
Everyone said okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're excited about that?
I was a little upset by I was hold up.
You were upset that he had any actual consequence of saving the entire universe.
Smidgen, it's the Hulk. But yeah.
There's one other thing about the She-Hulk trailer that really kind of pisses me off, and I don't know if this is just like me or if anybody else catches this, but it's a story about a woman. And how much time did they spend talking about her dating and living her single life in the city? And is it Sex and the City She-Hulk edition, or is it a movie about a woman who's actually turning into a rage monster, or a show? You know what I mean? So I feel like that really kind of undervalues what they can do with it anyway, because they are focusing more on it being this flirty rom-com kind of thing. So
yeah, I agree. It is a story about a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And how she looks so sad in photographs, but I absolutely love her when she smiles. You didn't think I knew that one, huh? Oh.
Hey.
So
I'm gonna. I was just gonna say I'm gonna still check it out.
Oh yeah,
it's Marvel, but yeah,
I'll give an episode, and then Wild will make me watch episode 3.
Yep,
I don't have to watch episode 4, but I want to watch episode 2.
Yep, I'll just have him watch. I'll be like, okay, don't. So now I have to look at it. I just go into it happy, just okay, let's watch it. Oh, that's cool. And then I'm not very critical of shows, but I realized that when both Jeremy's last time on Moon Knight, we're talking about how there's amount of time that they have to watch stuff, and if they're not really progressing a story, if they're not really getting to the point, or if they have just stuff where it's just kind of filler, then they do need to do something that kind of makes it a little bit better than just, hey, we've got 10 hours to kill, or essentially this is just a movie and we're getting all the director's cut, because that's honestly what it is. It's just hey, it's a movie with all the director's cut, and they're not really trimming it too much.
Yeah, and see, I know kind of what you were saying, how people were upset last year with WandaVision, those very first, those kind of first few episodes.
Yeah,
it's just like One Piece. You got to watch. I'm at episode 700, and literally I'm on 753.
Wait! You have watched 753 episodes of one TV show.
Yes.
I'm on 670.
Tell me that you have enjoyed every episode. Get your lives together. You don't have to watch it.
But now
I don't. But I enjoy.
Yeah. So it's a really complex and deep storyline, but it's you're getting the director's cut of everything with One Piece, because they're explaining everything and how that connects to this or connects to that. And you're sometimes you're I don't really care. I just want to see pirates who have abilities fight each other. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just end up with a lot of stuff. But once you get into it, you're hey, I'm at past. Once you're past 300 or 400 episodes, you're all right.
That's what happened to me, Jeremy. I said I was gonna because I was working from home. I was like, I just throw it on. They got the dub version. I could throw it on while I work. I pay attention here and there, pick up on some of the fight scenes and when it, certain arcs and stuff. And before I knew it, I was like, oh man, this is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep watching.
Yeah.
That's how it happened to me. I was working from home, and like the dubbed edition is really good, so that you can be able, because
I'm sorry.
they repeat themselves a whole lot. So like it's not as bad as Dragon Ball Z, but it's enough so that you're like, okay, well I can fold clothes, or I don't have to necessarily watch this part because they're going to show the same fight scene over again.
Yeah.
But She-Hulk, she's a bad mama jamma.
I'm going to reserve judgment. And I'm going to do my best to reserve judgment on these things until I start watching them moving forward. Because I've got my hopes up on a couple of them and just been like disappointed.
Did you see? I was gonna say, did you guys see they're gonna redo Daredevil, or they're gonna be bringing Daredevil back?
Yes.
I'm apprehensive on that because Netflix doing it was like, we don't give a fuck. They're like ratings. What ratings? And
But if they get, I get what you're saying. But if they come back with the same kind of, well, they're gonna get like the same showrunner, the guy who was kind of doing it in design. Like I'm here for it, especially and if they bring back Charlie Cox, they have to bring back Charlie Cox.
Yeah, it is Charlie Cox for sure. And then Drew Goddard is the showrunner from the beginning, from the original one. Drew Goddard is. I'm going to bring up some of his other shows that he's done so we can talk about it.
The only thing I'm worried about is, you know how we were just talking about how the company itself, Disney, was making She-Hulk smaller. Like they're going to do I'm worried that they're going to do the same things fighting back about Daredevil. Like, hey, this is too violent. Hey, why don't we show him, you know what I mean, in a happy part of a relationship? Like, because be honest, like Daredevil was just always constantly in stuff as far as that's concerned. So it was one of those things where, like, I don't want him to be like that. I want him to be like the person that was having those issues, that was getting the snot beat out of him. That, you know what I mean? Like he got beat up so bad that he looked like that for like the whole season. Yeah,
that was another thing about that show that, like, it's easy to take for granted. They let him lose. It wasn't like, well, he's the hero, he's got to win all the time. He lost constantly.
He got beat to sleep a couple times.
His superpower was being able to stand back up. That's it.
Exactly.
It was. It definitely was.
Drew Goddard does not look like he's involved. He did Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Alias, Cloverfield, Lost, Cabin in the Woods, World War Z, The Martian. That's what he's written. Bad Times at El Royale. He's writing Sinister Six. He's done a lot of really cool stuff.
Can I tell you guys this? Angel was like one of my favorite shows when it was on. Like,
really?
I didn't care too much for Buffy, but Angel, like, especially like the first, like, from episode or from season like 2 to like 4, that was when it was good for me.
I never actually got into Angel. I watched a little bit of Charmed, and I watched a lot of Supernatural. I got to go back and finish it.
Oh, Supernatural
but
stuff.
Have you seen the trailer for the show about the parents, the Winchesters?
Yes.
It looks good. It makes me want to go finish Supernatural.
Yeah, you got to finish Supernatural. Jeremy, did you watch Supernatural?
Did not. Sorry, I'm trying to grab a gift from Midnight Suns, but I didn't watch Supernatural. I didn't watch Charmed. I didn't watch Angel or Buffy. So all this would be new to me.
Yeah.
What did you watch? I want to.
Me?
Yeah. High school.
A lot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I don't know, man. I don't know. High school era. It's really into Cowboy Bebop. It's the only thing I remember from high school getting psyched about. I watched a lot of movies. You know how on my show everyone rags on me for not having seen movies? I watched, like, on a regular week, I watch 2 or 3 movies, but it's just not what everybody else watches for some reason.
I don't remember seeing the Goonies all the way through. Like I found something else to do because it wasn't to me. It wasn't all that.
Why am I here? Why am I?
Don't do it to me, man. I don't want any more Goonies talk.
I mean,
I love the Goonies growing up, but I mean I understand it.
I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear it on Thursday because I'm right. I'm anti Goonies as well.
Look, you can't look. It's the difference of not watching. But if you anti Goonies,
well, I saw some of it and I was just like, all right, well,
when did you see it? When did you see it? When you were older?
Every time it rained, it like that was the movie. It was either that or I don't know.
I'm with you, Tats. Goonies never say die.
Can I block people from the intro?
Well,
Fringe was.
There's only like 4 of them there, so we need them. So Fringe was a good show, Mike.
I used to watch.
Said
Fringe.
That Fringe was
really good. It had Joshua Jackson, aka Charlie Conway. He will forever be Charlie Conway to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Flying V.
Basically, I have a baby.
No, you're fine.
So
the trophy shuffle.
Here we go.
Speaking of, Jeremy mentioned Midnight Suns. They're actually going to be coming out with a game centered around Midnight Suns.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to get. It's like if you give me a movie that looks anywhere close to this, I'm gonna be happy. But we'll see how it goes.
Yes. And like I said, I'm looking forward. I want to know what they're gonna do with like the Black. Well, when it's gonna like the Black Knight's gonna show back up, and it's gonna be with Blade. Like I said, if they're gonna bring in like I'm not gonna say Morbius, but bring in basically everyone is in Midnight Suns, put them together and do stuff. So
the Black Knight sword, the Ebony Blade, that's a necro sword too. It's the way I understand it, like Hela's sword, or like I'm pretty sure Gore the God Butcher's sword is a necro sword.
Yeah, it's a necro sword.
I don't 100% understand. Gore the God Butcher has the symbiote element to him, but I would love to see Morbius get thrown in there and get some justice. I haven't even seen that movie. That movie came out and people just didn't even talk about it.
Oh, they talked about it. They
talked about it for like 3 days, and then everyone was done. Mm-hmm. Nobody argues about it. Nobody has an alternative opinion. People are like, all right.
And this was so. And I feel bad for Jared Leto, because it seems like every time he plays a character, a comic book character, and it's just like, nah, dude, nah.
Yeah, and he's such a good actor, but
he is. He really is. Ooh. Yes, Mike, I can't wait. It comes out Friday, matter of fact, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's save that. Let's save that for another episode, because that is a whole.
It is.
Big conversation.
Yes. The fact that yeah.
Can we do that Sunday?
I mean, if you guys want to do a Sunday, yeah, we'll do something. Stranger Things is awesome. I
heard they spent like $40 million an episode on this one.
They did. Mm-hmm. They did, because this is supposed to be the last season. It's 2 parts. It's the volume 1 or part 1, and on 27th, and then the second part of the finale is like in July. So
July.
And I hear the finale, the last episode, is like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. It is. I heard it's like a movie. It's basically a movie.
Yeah. Well, guys, any final thoughts on Thor? We really got.
Well, we had it was more of a trailer talk. So we had Thor. We had who else? She-Hulk. And then the fact that there was news about that. Oh, the other thing that we're going to talk about in the next coming weeks, we're going to have a Jurassic Park conversation, because Jurassic Park is coming out in like 2 weeks. So so I'm excited about that. And then you're excited about that? He's excited about that.
He
So-
heard me say yay.
So
Yay.
so
Yay.
yeah. So we're excited about that, and it may be a Top Gun. Did you anybody
I'm
watch?
excited about Top Gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I haven't seen the first one. I have not seen the first one.
Okay. Well, you need
I
to
plan on. I'm gonna try to watch it so I can go watch the new one. That and Lightyear. Lightyear be on
Mhm.
this because I plan on taking the kids to see Jurassic World and Lightyear.
Yep. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about in the next few weeks here with the Blerd Syndicate, and we love having our guests and our actually people that support us come out here. So you guys that are hitting us up in the chat and things like that and commenting, we really appreciate it. You guys got to come back so that we can be able to talk about more fun stuff. So
Yes.
until then, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna do the too sweet thing this time because we've already done it once. But you need to be like the Hulk or She-Hulk, and we need to be able to smash that follow and that like button, and then we're gonna be like Morgan Stark. We're gonna love you 3000. So until next time, which will probably be Sunday, we will talk to you guys then, and have a great night.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.